Okay, now let's have a look at question 15. Now, before we do this, I would like to remind you that when we know the turning point, we use the form y equals a outside of x, take h, all squared plus k. Just like when we knew the x-intercepts, we used the form y equals a outside of x, take alpha, x, take beta, where alpha and beta were the x-intercepts. Here, h is the x-coordinate of the turning point, or vertex, and k is the y-coordinate. And usually we just have to sub in the other piece of information we know to find a. Now, with all of these, they've given you the y-intercept. So this is the point 0, 3, because x is 0 at that point. We're going to use that. So let's have a look at 15a. We know the vertex is at 1, 1, which means that's the x coordinate, which is h, and that's the y coordinate, which is k. So we know straight away we can say y equals a outside of x, take 1 squared plus 1. But we don't know a, but we do know the point 0, 3? So x equals 0, y equals 3. We're going to sub that point in and help us find a. So we know 3 equals a outside of 0, take 1 squared plus 1, which means 3 equals a times, well, negative 1 squared is positive 1, plus 1. Take that plus 1 over, we get 2 equals a times 1, which means a just equals 2, yeah? Which means our final equation is y equals 2 out the front of x, take 1 squared plus 1. Now let's have a look at 15d. So we know the vertex is at negative 1, 4. Vertex is at negative 1, 4, which means, and that's h and that's k. So we know h equals negative 1, k equals 4. We also have this point 1, which is the y-intercept, so x equals 0, y equals 1. So we can start off by subbing in our vertex, our h and k, so y equals a outside of x, take negative 1 squared plus 4. So y equals a out the front of x plus 1 squared plus 4. Now sub in the point 0, 1, which x equals 0, y equals 1. And we have y equals, oh sorry, not y. We have 1 equals a times 0 plus 1 squared plus 4, which means we have y equals a, 0 plus 1 is 1, squared is 1, a times 1, plus 4. Take 4 from both sides, we get negative 3 equals a times 1. Well, so a is negative 3, which means y equals negative 3 outside of x plus 1 squared plus 4. And that's it. They're fairly simple actually. 15 is not too bad.